Hi, today we are going to discuss on the details of activity-based costing in SAP. Activity-based costing is one of the most accurate costing methodology in the costing system, which makes our indirect expenses into direct expenses. In some cases, our indirect expenses holds almost 10% to 15% of the total cost of the product. So in such cases, this activity-based costing is one of the most important tool for controlling the cost. And here, all my actual booking with respect to these processes are very clear rather than just a allocation of the base cost on some basis. So this is one of the most important feature of activity-based costing. So now let us understand what are the steps in the activity-based costing. First of all, we should identify the activities. For example, bill collection is one of the activities, right? Then determine cost for each activities. For example, what is the cost we incur to collect all the bills from different customers? Maybe we have to hire some manpower, some vehicle, etc. So we have to estimate the total cost for that. And then what is the cost driver? In this example, we can consider that how many bills we have collected is one of the cost driver. And then collect the quantity data for each process, like in a month or in a day, how many bills are getting collected. And then depending on the total expenses we have planned or actually incurred on collecting the bill for a monthly, and we need to divide that with total quantity of bills we have collected. So this gives us a complete picture for the per bill cost of the process. So here, let us understand it in a business scenario specific things. For example, we have a business process code. Okay. We have a business process name. We have a cost driver for that. We have different type of expenses under the different with the columns you can see here. These are our GL grouping. Under these GL groupings, these are the expenditures we have and the total expenditure plus the total quantity and the rate for that. So this is how the total cost is appearing here. Now we need to understand what is exactly the business process is. So before we start the process, we need to understand that under the activity-based costing, unlike the cost center, in the normal cost center accounting, we have something called business process. So this is a complete hierarchy for business process. We can create this hierarchy as per our business process or requirement. Then this is the master data screen for the business process. Under this business process, we can define the allocations, cost driver, allocation element, everything we can define. And this is a cost element group, which I have shown you. And this is where we can see the accounting document, which we generally post. So if we are not using activity-based costing, we generally collect the cost in cost center or internal order. But this scenario, if you see, the costs are collected under the specific business process. So this is one of the most important and change in our account assignment. Instead of going and booking in a common cost center or overhead cost center, we can directly go and book the cost under a particular business process if we can identify that. That same things we can bring it in the purchase order itself. So while we create the purchase order, you can see the field is available for the business process. So we can assign a particular purchase order to the particular business process so that the cost of the service, the cost of the process can be directly captured in the business purchase order itself, in the business process for that purchase order. And when we do the material document posting, you can see the account assignment element is also captured here. And this is the accounting entry. Now we need to understand how the total quantity we can update under the business process as a cost driver. So you can see the quantity is there and we have updated it. Actual quantity is let's say 94 lakh, plan price is 0.8, and absorbed amount is this much. So this is what we have absorbed and this is what we have captured in the system. Now let us check how the actual costs are getting captured as per that example which I have shown in the start of the session. I have shown that actual expenditures of admin and allocated expenditure is this much. So the total expenditure is almost 80.94 lakhs and the allocated or the absorbed expenditure is 75 lakh, and hence there is a under absorption of 5,71,000. So this is what we can see from a particular business process. Now, how the system calculates the actual cost per unit as compared to the planned cost per unit or per quantity of the cost driver. So here the actual cost is 80.94 lakh and the actual quantity is 94 lakhs. So here the actual cost is coming as 0.86 as compared to the planned price of 0.80. So this is where we can calculate and we can analyze why the planned cost is higher and what is the reason for that, and whether the cost driver quantity has reduced or some expenditure has gone up. All these analysis we can do once we have a complete business process working in our system. So you can see once we complete the absorption, then this total cost of 80.94 lakh is absorbed in our real actual quantity and it gives the debit to that particular process. So this is one of the report which we have created, and like that we can create many reports under which we can track the performance of each of the business process in terms of the different GL grouping, in terms of the quantity, in terms of the rate per unit. Everything we can track according to the business process and the cost driver for each of the business process. So friends, if we are really looking for cost control in an effective way or in an innovative way, I'm sure this activity-based costing is the go-to solution for that. So if you are looking forward for activity-based costing and solutions to implement for your organization, please don't hesitate and please get in touch with us. Thank you.